All right, let's just dive right in, shall we? An Illinois state ID is so much more than just a piece of plastic in your wallet. It's literally the ultimate key to your everyday life. We're talking everything from opening a checking account to boarding a flight across the country. It unlocks the whole shebang. And honestly, the absolute best part, you don't even need to know how to drive a car to get one. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to master this whole process together. Okay, so here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover unlocking everyday life, the eligibility check, gathering your essential documents, comparing standard versus real ID, the actual facility visit, and finally, a wrap-up checklist. First step, unlocking everyday life and why this is essentially your key to the state. You know, it's actually incredible just how versatile this single official photo ID from the Secretary of State really is. It's your undisputed proof of exactly who you are. Trying to get your banking sorted out? Boom, it's right there. Landed a new job and need employment verification? This card handles it completely seamlessly. Plus, if you end up going with the Real ID version, it's your golden ticket to domestic travel within the U.S. It basically handles everything, from verifying your identity for HR to catching a quick flight to see your family. Moving right along to our second section, the eligibility check. Who can actually apply? Well, first and foremost, you've got to be an Illinois resident. But here's the absolute biggest takeaway for a lot of folks. You absolutely do not need a driver's license to get this. Zero driving skills required. Like I said, this is purely about identification. And it's super accessible too. Both U.S. citizens and eligible non-citizens are totally welcome to apply. All right, Section 3. Let's talk about gathering your essential documents and building your toolkit. Okay, before we even look at a single piece of paper, we have to talk about the golden rule. You must, and I mean absolutely must, bring all original documents. No photocopies, definitely no quick pictures on your smartphone, and no printing out scanned PDFs. If you don't bring the physical original documents to the facility, well, your mission's going to be cut short before it even starts, and you'll be sent packing to try again another day. So original documents only. So let's look at the first piece of this toolkit, your proof of identity and date of birth. Obviously, the state needs to know exactly who you are and when you were born. A U.S. passport or a certified birth certificate is absolutely perfect for this. Or if you're an eligible non-citizen, your permanent resident card, you probably know it as a green card, or your employment authorization document, the EAD, will totally do the trick here. Next up, you need to prove your Social Security number. You've got 3 really solid options. You can bring the actual Social Security card itself, a W-2 form from tax season, or a recent pay stub. But wait, actually, this is super important. Pay attention to the fine print here. If you use a pay stub, it literally must show your full Social Security number, not just the last 4 digits, the whole thing. So definitely double check that before you dig through your filing cabinet. Now we hit Illinois residency, and you've got to pay close attention right here. This specific category strictly requires exactly 2 documents from the approved list. Not 1, but 2. They need absolute proof that you actually live at the address you're claiming in the state. The good news is you can mix and match. Grab a utility bill and a bank statement, or maybe your lease agreement and a piece of official government mail. Just make sure both of them clearly display your full name and your current Illinois address. And the final piece of your toolkit to find it home is proof of signature. Thankfully, this one is surprisingly easy. The state just needs to verify what your signature actually looks like. A signed credit or debit card straight out of your wallet works great. A canceled check works too. Or if you happen to have a current state ID or driver's license from another state, or even an expired one lying around, that'll also get the job done. Let's move to Section 4, Standard versus Real ID, and making that big choice. So which ID is actually right for you? Think about your personal lifestyle for a second. Are you hopping on domestic flights pretty often? Do you ever need to visit secure federal buildings? How you answer those questions is really going to dictate your choice in this next step. Let's break it down side by side. On the left, we've got the standard state ID. It is incredibly useful, perfectly valid anywhere in the U.S., and honestly, it's entirely suitable for most everyday things like banking or age verification. But then on the right, we have the real ID state ID. This is the one that's required for domestic flights and getting into certain federal facilities if you don't happen to be carrying a passport. And the easiest way to tell them apart, the real ID has that famous little gold star marking right on the top of the card. So just pick the one that best fits your travel habits. All right, Section 5, the facility visit, where we actually execute the mission. So here's exactly what goes down the moment you step up to the counter. Step 1, you'll hand over all those beautiful original documents you just gathered. They'll verify your info, and you'll officially select your standard or real ID. Step 2, time to smile for the camera. They'll snap your photo and you'll sign on the pad to finish verifying your identity. And finally, step 3, you just pay the fee. Just a heads up, the exact fee can vary a bit depending on your specific eligibility and which card type you ended up choosing. And just like that, the heavy lifting is completely done. But, kind of a funny quirk here, you actually won't leave the facility with your shiny new plastic card. Instead, they hand you a temporary paper document that serves as your ID in the meantime. Your permanent, hard copy state ID is actually mailed securely to your house, and that processing generally takes a few weeks, so whatever you do, hold on tight to that temporary paper one.
Finally, Section 6, the final checklist and our mission recap.
Let's lock this in. Here is your foolproof final checklist, taken straight from the Secretary of State's guidelines. You're going to need your proof of identity and date of birth, your social security number proof, those two, remember, exactly two, Illinois residency documents, and your proof of signature. Plus, just be ready to fill out the application and pay the fee while you're there. If you've got all these original items in hand, I promise you, your trip to the facility is going to be an absolute breeze. And that brings us to the finish line. So, now that you've got the master checklist, are you ready to gather your toolkit and unlock your access to the state? You've got the info, you know exactly what paperwork to dig up, and you know exactly what's going to happen at the counter. The ball is in your court now. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and get organized.